consequence, you would stop?
Sure, look, I tell you, we are not interested.
Of course not. We signed a contract. The government will have to pay us $2 billion.
And I tell you, over the years, we've learned a great deal. We've had scientific people come to us, and they pointed things out, and we've looked at things, and we've studied them. We said, you know what? That's right. That's a better way to do that. And we change our practices. So this is not about being hard and fast and not being open-minded, doing new ideas, but there has to be some logic, and there has to be some science, and we have to decide that we're going to be, at the end of the day, if we're going to spend all this money, then we better be competitive.
Mr. Irving, this is a provocative question, just to give you advance notice, but Don Arsenault, you know Mr. Arsenault, a former Natural Resources Minister, said in our political panel last week, and I'm quoting here, "The Irvings, they finally found a government they can run." End quote. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Well, I tell you, I'm not sure what Mr. Arsenault is saying, but I can tell you something. He should know better. He was Minister of Natural Resources, and we've worked with this government, and these problems that accumulate today didn't just happen with the old government. They are dealing with residual. A lot of things have been accumulated in the early 2000s, over 20 years. And so to make those kinds of statements, I would say it's a bit irresponsible on his part.
Oh.
You know, we're a New Brunswick company, and we work well with all governments.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Irving, just speaking frankly, how much influence do you have over forest policy in this province?
I tell you something. I don't think we have the influence that everybody perceives, or some people perceive it to have. We base it on facts and science. That's all we can. We can't deal. If we're going to run the forest or anything in the province just on an emotional basis, you're not going to go very far. So we have to be sustainable. It has to be long term. We're putting our own money into it, and so we want to make sure it's right. And we've got a group of professionals, about 150 forestry professionals with us. And these folks,
non-union,
long tenure people, wouldn't put that kind of effort and their professional reputation on the line if they thought we were up to anything that wasn't 100% right.
But might they not feel an obligation to help the company that they're employed by?
Oh,
exactly.
They want to help the company, sure, but they are professionals. They're professional in their business.
Non-union.
Pride in it. And they don't want to be associated with anything that wouldn't be right.
Exactly.
I can tell you that from experience. And so
if they say it's wrong, they're out the door.
Perhaps some people would like to advocate. They're working hard. They're doing a darn good job.
Mr. Irving, let me ask you this. Do you believe personally in your soul that job creation and economic stimulus benefits trump absolutely any argument or concerns about environmental consequences?
No. Let's be clear here, okay? And you're trying to want to be provocative, and I understand that's your job, perhaps. It's unfortunate, though, we don't take a more constructive view of this. This is about the balance.
Unfortunately, he's not an Irving employee.
About making sure that we
wouldn't be asked the questions like that.
What have you done right?
The thing that we're going to say, sure, wreck the wildlife habitat or wreck the waters or anything else.
In your soul, there's a church.
They're got half the ground land.
No, us or our company.
You know the video's on, right?
I've seen the aerial photographs.
To come and have a look, because anybody who comes
you know the video's on, right?
is going to say, geez, we wish we had more.
What should you say? They might come and hunt you down.
The energy minister says the provincial government has signed a contract guaranteeing wood supply to your mills. Can you explain what the significance of that contract is to your operation?
Well, it assures us that we will have a wood supply. Now, look, if there's a big catastrophic failure, or big fire, bloodworm outbreak, or something else, we understand a force majeure situation, act of God, something like that. We understand that.
Yeah, it's not a contract. I'm allowed to pay you.
Subject to arbitrarily taking away the wood supply after we've invested the money because it doesn't work. But the thing is, along with that, the government says, look, Irving, we're going to hold you to a greater level of accountability. And we advocate that. We support that 100%. Because sometimes, some companies in this province, as far as I'm concerned, don't march to that drum. And so, bring it on. As far as I'm concerned, we don't mind being accountable. We like to be measured. We want to be transparent. And we perform, as far as we're concerned, performance-based audits. We walk by third parties. Do this elsewhere. Bring it on. And let's have it up. We have the standards there, and then see how we do against the standards. If we don't do well, shame on us. We should pay for it. But if we do well, let's get recognized for it as a good company that does a proper job.
Mr. Irving, it's a pleasure having you on the program. Thanks for talking to me.
Very much. Thank you. Good day.
Bye-bye. That's Jim Irving. He's the co-CEO of JD Irving Limited. Love to hear your thoughts on what you heard. You can call us.
So anyway,
561-4222.
they have an environment impact assessment.
4100. You can email me at info.
Next few weeks.
Fredericton@cbc.ca.
We're just breaking here.
Calls that came into our talkback line.
My name is Dan Gleason. Political party, I guess I'm an independent voter.
They're going to have an environment impact assessment meeting in St. John, and who's going to speak up against Irving in St. John? So why don't they have a map to explain the before and after? Too many unanswered questions. It moved too fast, way too fast.